Hey people, interested here, 2v2, Lyodon Thrall, blue team. Ruthless at heart with a Daemonhunter, a melee spellcaster with strong support and control, alongside Dark Riku's Kommando knob, infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins with a twin link shooter. Red team, some Imperial guard. We have King of Pythons with a Lord General. Fighting in ranged combat begins with a retinue of stormtroopers. Really strong defense and support can also add to the retinue. We have the Catechun's elite scheme here. And rounding off the teams, panzerbatallion with a Lord Commissar. Strong offense and support. Fighting in melee begins with a refractor shield. That's to wave his sword around as well. On the east side, up against the Commando. And of course the Lord General fighting the Daemonhunter west side. On a map we get to see very often, central VP is contested. The east and west are naturals, but they're not super far back naturals kind of thing. Quite easy to push them from the other side. As we see here, already they're on it, is Ruthless. Strike squad, we've got some stormtroopers, Daemonhunter leading the line in melee, tying up that Lord General. All the way back to base actually. Base turrets now kicking in, suppressing the Daemonhunter. A little bit sloppy there from Ruthless. The strike squad also getting suppressed. Might be in a bit of trouble. Maybe they can find some cover here. Meanwhile, east side, Sentinel being repaired, Guardsmen being torn apart by Daka. The shooters are persuaded to leave, as is the Commando knob. And on the mid are the Guardsmen of King of Pythons. Bit weaker on that west side because they sent the Guardsmen here, and they're going to run into Sluggers, which is not a good fight for Guardsmen. Basically any melee fight is a bad fight for those fellas. Keeping the pressure up though is Ruthless. Daemonhunter might be able to get back into play here. Strike squad are getting kind of low. Sentinel taking a lot of damage. The Lord General has dropped one of his stormtrooper buddies, is reinforcing them in the field here. And now they're just shooting up the node. On the east side, it's slowly turning red. Sentinel got a decap on the VP, but can't cap it. And the Sluggers capping up the mid. Here comes the Daemonhunter to rejoin the western side. They did not decap the VP. Went instead for a power harass. We've got sergeants up for the stormtroopers, gives them those no-fuse grenades. And some more DPS from the extra model, of course. And there's that Daemonhunter again. Node is down. Can they decap it with a little bit of Daemonhunter pressure on them here? Perhaps. One-to-one cap very early on. Looks like the... who is that? The Lord Commissar, I think, is decapping the mid VP. Yep, there he is. Haven't gone for the decap on this power. There's Catechun's with a old reliable grenade launcher. Actual Catechun Devils. And a big old retreat from Ruthless. I mean, kept them pinned back, got the bash on the node, didn't get any decaps, didn't cap this wreck point either. Could have gone better for Ruthless, but it wasn't horrible. I don't think they lost too many models. They didn't lose any strike squad fellas, which are big requisition sinks if you lose them. Commando should be refaced here so he can shoot while he caps Mr. Dark Riku. There we go. Tried to reface there, not sure if they got it. Two gens up here for Panzer, into Catechun Devils as well, and interceptors on the way for Ruthless at heart. We'll see what the Catechuns could do against those guys. Catechun Devils do have power melee weapons and some good melee disruption. There's the Rift Tear from the Daemonhunter, from super long range, slowing down units inside of it. And they remain slowed for a few seconds after they leave the effect. Can do some cool stuff with that. Commando being sneaky on the east side. Stun bomb goes in. Here are the Catechun Devils, and there's that grenade launcher. 2-to-1 cap for the red guard team. Guards are running in alongside the Sentinel stomp. Gets rid of the double shooters. Commando can slink away, although he doesn't have much energy to sneak around with. Sluggers got messed up as well. They have their burners though. Here are the interceptors, already forced off by a Sentinel stomp, it looks like. These guys can teleport around and smack you. But they will be vulnerable to Catechun's wading in. Especially if everything focuses them. They all get focused by everything, as well as the Catechun power melee. They could be in trouble pretty quickly. strike squad with their tomes, while the guard get on the power. Catachan shotgunning them down. Here's the double stormtroopers with that good burst damage they have, but you know what? Grenade launcher to the face causes some problems. Interceptors teleporting in onto the Devils, and they were quite low already. And it's a big old retreat from King of Pythons. And they got 2 of the gens down. That's pretty good. Decap this wreck point as well. There's the Rift Tear again to slow down the Lord General. Forgotten how much of a slow it is. It might be like 50% or 40% or something. Sentinel can keep harassing maybe. They're going straight for the power here. Trying to get back that power bash. They should be able to get a couple of gens, I think. Catachans can disrupt though. The Daemonhunter himself grabbed the wreck point, now going towards the VP. 1 gen down pretty quick. There's that grenade launcher though. They blobbed up a lot there behind the cover and they retreat out. Interceptors, where did you go, fellas? Oh, you teleported ahead to decap this fully matured wreck point there. Natural wreck point. East side turning red. Multi-laser turret going up, and they're on the power. This is panzerbatallion, goes tier 2 as well. Got Riku with stick bombs and upgraded shooters, upgraded sluggers, but didn't get any other squad out in tier 1, I think. And they're floating for tier 2. Should have gone tier 2 already. 357 to 500 on the VP's west side. More power bashing for King of Pythons against Ruthless, and they're getting a decap on the power. They're going to steal this. Give them a nice boost to power as they get into tier 2. Here comes the Interceptors. With a flank, they can get on the Lord General and chop up his retinue buddies. Heavy weapon squad in play. Where are the Catachan Devils though? Oh, they're right here. They're still deep. They're still capping. Sentinel gets a good stomp. Ouch. Banishment flies in. Almost wipes out those Catachans. And the heavy weapon squad goes down. I guess they didn't want to get into the garrison because of the double stormtroopers. That's now a medical bunker. You can see the health regen, those green hexagons, and there's a buff from the Lord General incoming. Still trying to grab this power. Oh, the bunker got stolen. Here comes a Daemonhunter, now level 2. No war gear yet. 330 to 500 on the VP's red. Haven't dropped a VP off their counter yet. And they have both of those natural VPs. Looks like Riku is milling around in the mid from the look of the mini-map there. Maybe they're trying to get a flank around that east side. Catachan Devils coming back to the west side. Grenade launcher into the garrison. Interceptors on the Sentinel. Daemonhunter there seems to be stuck. It's going to go down in melee. You can sometimes really screw up a Sentinel's pathing if you can surround it in melee. I think it's supposed to have right of way. It's supposed to have right of way to be able to get through that kind of thing, but Dawn of Pathing kicks in and says no. 303 to 500. King of Python is taking a lot of damage here, and he did cap the power, and they've held up Ruthless for a while, but Ruthless got tons of XP, got some kills. Look at this. King of Python's down to 2 units. Lord General's in the garrison there. Meanwhile, panzerbatallion on the on the power, sorry. Bunch of dead orcs here. Riku lost some shooter boys. They now have tank busters up to fight the Chimera. Weird boy on the way. Also Ruthless with a Rhino coming up. There's a tank buster barrage. Lots of good disruptions and good damage as well. The Sentinel has missile launchers. Or a missile launcher. They're trying to get the Sentinel down. Almost got it. Some disruption though from the Catachans. Weird boy with a warp vomit stuns the Lord Commissar. I didn't stun anything else though. There's a zap thrown out that'll jump to nearby enemies. You need to try and separate these guys. If it jumps to the Lord Commissar, it's not so bad. It's getting awfully close. Oh, it's not going to jump again, I don't think. Sluggers burning down gens. Uh-oh, caught in melee by sluggers on retreat. Lord Commissar also. I don't think they're going to get away, you guys. Down they go. Got Riku. Kommando down, shooters down, sluggers down. Panzer Battalion looking pretty strong on the east side, but the Chimera could go down quickly. Tank busters can be so vicious if they hit that barrage. Lord Commissar getting in, trying to tie him up. Now tying up the shooters. Some frag missiles going in from the Sentinel. Maybe some buildable cover here. There's not a lot of cover around this VP. It's a good spot here for Riku. This heavy cover here. Some buildable cover would be good, I think, maybe with a turret up again. Meanwhile, we have a las cannon rhino for Ruthless at heart. Any war gear on the Daemonhunter? Note they are level 3 though. Catacombs could get wiped here. And they do get wiped. Furious intervention teleport from the interceptors just to finish them off, but it wasn't needed. Got their Justicar who has power melee and gives them that disruptive teleport. See the marker on it. Triple cap here for red. King of Pythons down to just guardsmen though. Really need to get on these VPs. They're on the mid with strike squad. Being harassed by some guardsmen. Trying to face and shoot, but only one of them interested in firing back here. There's the double cap. They're on the western VP. Can Riku get on the eastern VP? Weird Boy doing his best. Zap out on the Catachans. They need to get that Chimera down. Easier said than done. There's double guardsman support here to repair. There's the missiles to deal with. There's the Catachan's disruption, as well as the Lord Commissar in your face with melee. Power sword and has carapace armor. Makes his inspired courage better and buffs the Lord Commissar when he uses it. Just saw him use it there. 118 to 497. They've got some VPs off them. Here comes some Ogrins from King of Pythons. Heavy melee squad. Got their boned leader for the disruption as well. Buffed up with incoming. And move. Potentially. Ogrins could cause some problems here for Ruthless. Oh, they have the glaive. They can use Inferno to disrupt them at least. And they've got a power melee weapon there. Pretty good one. Cool looking weapon, this thing. That was Inferno. There's a little bit of a delay on it. You can tell by the energy going down. And there is a visual effect, I think. Onto the east side. Double cap now for blue team. Riku got a decap here somehow. Warp vomit from the back. Weird Boy should be okay and got a full power bash with those tank busters. Nicely done. Fleas. Is Riku going to go tier 3 here? I was thinking maybe more tank busters and then tier 3, but we'll see what they do. Storm Boys could cause some havoc, but we've always got those Catachans. But the Storm Boy jump stunning them and then chaining it with a warp vomit stun. That could be the end of the fight there. Interceptors found some guardsmen to bully. Tearing through them pretty fast, although the guardsmen do have their Commissar, who's a decent melee fighter. They're still getting torn to pieces though. They're going to go down. Down they go. That was a fully upgraded guardsman squad, I think. No, I didn't have a weapon upgrade. I don't think they had a weapon upgrade. 102 to 442. 1-to-1 cap. Rhino giving Ruthless some nice mobility here, but we got Ogrins shooting gens down with their Ripper guns. Doing a decent job power bashing actually. Doing good DPS with these guns. The most underutilized thing in Dawn of War 2 is Ogrins in ranged stance, I think. Just saw some of it there. Medical Sergeant up for the Lord General. Makes sense to help support those Ogrins. East side. Lots of Daka on the Commissar's face. Puts up his shield. Some pressure on the Chimera. There's a barrage. It was a good barrage. They did move a bit though. Lord Commissar gets rid of the shooters. Now going to get rid of the tank busters. And smoke popped there by the Catachan Devils. Just doesn't quite have enough on the field to deal with this Dark Riku. They've gone tier 3. but so has Panzer Battalion. They could get on a power here too, and they should get on a power right now. Haven't done so. Back to the west side. Ogrins against Interceptors with Daemonhunter support. We have the Emperor's Torch as well. Gives some damage resistance, I think. Gives him some more energy as well. He's quite an energy intensive hero. Purgation squad up with their silencers. Expect them to keep their incinerators against those Ogrins. Are they going to go down here? Ogrins are pretty good chasers because of the DPS of those Ripper guns, and down they go. Back to the mid. Panzer Battalion decides to go mid, taking out the Rhino. They should have bashed the power there, I think. They could have done it pretty quick. Riku back on the eastern VP, and southwest power being hit by King of Pythons, who's got double stormtroopers rolling. Soon enough, these guys anti-armor. Energy burst on the Ogrins. And one of those rift tear things, although it does slow down allied units as well. Need to be careful. 102 to 367. King of Pythons still recovering from those early losses, but the Ogrins have pulled a lot of weight here. Oh, Commando went down in the mid. Tank busters went down as well. Heavy losses for Riku, but they are in tier 3, and Orks can really accelerate tier 3 when they've got awesome infantry to roll out and a decent tank. Panzer Battalion looking for the Lehman Russ, I guess, which is a bit more of a upfront investment than Ork infantry would be in tier 3. 97 to 359. VP is looking very low now for the blue team. They have the west side. Teleporting out are the Interceptors. Double stormtroopers on them with melter guns, which good damage to all targets. Ogrins in the back lines, but the stormtroopers do have their plasma guns, so they're doing some efficient damage to those fellas. If they can hit the overcharge, which suppresses, that'll be even better. Getting quite low, those stormtroopers. Down they go. They chucked their grenade before they went down, but they went down. Strat squad should have been in melee there against those fellas. Meanwhile, the mid, who is this? It's some Commandos called in by Riku. And now we're seeing a power bash from Panzer Battalion. If this came earlier, this could have been a nail in the coffin for the blue team. A Grey Knight Dreadnought on the way for Ruthless. They've got tons of red, so we could see some globals. Some good old global usage. Some more tank busters for Riku. This Chimera continues to be a massive pain in the ass. Level 2 now. They have the Commando Knob Leader rocket launcher as well. Wow. That rocket launcher does so much damage. It was a rear armor hit, but that was pretty nuts. Down to 30 VPs though, the blue team. And the pressure continues on the west side from King of Pythons. They've kept the pressure up so well, and they haven't had much on the field. And now they've recovered and they've turned the tides against Ruthless. Is that going to be a melee dreadnought? It's got to be, right? Otherwise the Ogrins just mess it up. It's in its default flame storm cannon, or whatever this thing is, Inferno flamer thing. Ogrins are in retreat right now. Level 4 strat squad holding the line with some melee. Could get onto the VP here. Yep, Guardsman ran. They've now spotted the Dreadnought, but it's double anti-armor stormtroopers and Ogrins. I mean, is it going to be alright? We've even got a heavy weapon squad up. Could be an autocannon. I think a las cannon is overcompensating for that Dreadnought a little bit, considering what else they have. Got some mines dropped here. Global ability of the Lord Commissar, and the rocket launcher is in for the Commando. Amazing anti-vehicle weapon on a hero that can sneak around and has some good mobility. It is tier 3 though. A double cap here for blue team. Only 30 VPs to hold on to though. Not going to be easy. Ruthless with some late operatives up. tier 1 unit. Weird Boy stood around for Riku, does have the warp head. Foot of Gork. It's always good to try and use the Foot of Gork after you've done the basic attack of the Weird Boy to try and set it up. Here's a Rocks from Riku. It's a pretty good one. Had some disruption in there to help it. Almost whacked these guys. They barely got away. That's a lot of reinforcing, but they are reinforcing 3 at a time, those guards, when the Catechans aren't though. Power bashing as well as Riku. Panzerbatallion had Kasachins out in tier 3. They haven't got a weapon upgrade yet. Ogrins seeing off some stormtroopers. They have their acolyte warrior leader guy now. And they're back on the VP. No, they aren't. The Daemonhunter's on it. With Imperial brain mines. How does it do against these Ogrins here? Didn't even try to use the Inferno. There's the brain mines. 30 to 231. Good decap by the interceptors. They're level 4 interceptors. They might drop a model or two. No, they got away. Got away just fine. Meanwhile, Ruthless is back. I'm not sure if these guys can stand against the Ogrins. They are kind of low. Can they hit the overcharge? I've seen them try to hit the overcharge. There's a incendiary grenade thrown in by the operatives. Energy burst for the Ogrins. Came a little bit late again. Grenade goes in. But incoming meant they weren't knocked over there. Back to the mid. Lots of dead stuff and some fire. Must have been a burner bomb from the commandos maybe. Everything runs away, but everything survived. I think we now have a looted tank as well for Dark Riku. 30 to 210. Lord Commissar goes for the decap under tank fire. Trying to throw up that shield whenever they can. Here comes a heavy turret from King of Pythons. It's going to do a lot of damage to this tank here. They've come all the way over to this side. The tank's going to go down. The turret also goes down. And now they all retreat away. Hit and run there from King of Pythons. More fire in the mid. That was from the operatives perhaps that time. Their incendiary grenade. But I think it looks slightly different. Some grenades in retreat there. Those guys ran into some brain mines it looks like. Ogrins on the western VP now. I don't think the strike squad can mess with them in melee, but they can shoot them up. And they've got double stormtroopers and Kasachkin coming in here. Sorry, operatives coming in. Ouch! It's a lot of upfront damage. They're down to 12 VPs, the blue team, but the map is looking very blue. They've really kind of stagnated in the late game, the red team. Haven't been able to get stuff up. Their power's been hit multiple times over here by Dark Riku. Kasachkin now have grenade launchers for the disruption. But blue team in a pretty good spot. They got purifiers up as well, Ruthless. Power melee squad can match up against the Ogrins pretty well, I think. Creeping barrage from King of Pythons. I don't think it hit anything, but did force things to move so they couldn't plant their feet and shoot. There's the remains of the Dreadnought, by the way. Didn't see what the Dreadnought did, but I assume it didn't do much. Everything waning in on the Ogrins. Yeah, Ogrins getting destroyed by those purifiers. And of course all the plasma support and stuff. They're going to go down, I think, on retreat. Interceptors teleport. They didn't need to. Catechin Devils on the way for King of Pythons. But I think they're done for. I think they're done for on that west side. Another looted tank for Dark Riku. Commandos. Commando up there headbutting the Lord Commissar. Single cap for blue. I think they've done enough to see this out now. Look at his rosters. Those guys got stick bombed to death. Lord Commissar's going to go down in retreat, I think. if the tank follows him. Oh, didn't follow him. Let him go. There's the remains of the Rhino. Big old melee blob now here for Ruthless with the Strike Squad and the Purifiers and the Interceptors all in there. Alongside, of course, the Daemonhunter level 6 with the Blessed Icon. Word of the Emperor to buff speed by 2.5, that's nice, and reduce damage by 40%. So use it to get into position, I suppose, rather than fight. Double cap for blue. Oh, is that Tempest? That wasn't Tempest. That is the psychic burst of the Purifiers that shuts down ability usage, I think. Psychic Field, maybe it's called. So many Ordo Malleus abilities. Oh, Brain Mine was set off by the grenade launchers there. Messed up the tank busters, but here comes a tank. Nothing really here to threaten it. Don't Kashyyykin have melted guns these days? Well, there's a crack grenade going in. Commissar needs to tie up. Oh, they got it. A triple cap at the end for the blue team gets it down to 12 VPs. But yeah, the red team really stagnated late game. Panzerbatallion was only able to get Kashyyykin up in tier 3. King of Pythons wasn't able to get to tier 3. Heavy losses all round. But I guess the blue team dealt with it better in the long run. Made some better choices on units, I think. I was kind of confused by the double anti-armor stormtroopers. I mean, it really helped against that dreadnought, but there's a bunch of infantry they could have bursted down. I guess the melter guns are still very useful against infantry, but having to get that close to a bunch of melee stuff. Interceptors did really well. Over 2200 hit points at level 4. It's not bad. Purifiers really wrecked those Ogrins. More commandos on the way at the end. Let's look at his heroes. Level 7 Daemonhunter for Ruthless. Really stuck to this west side, didn't they, Ruthless? Barely saw them in the mid. Certainly didn't see them on the east side. Riku, level 5 Commando. Under pressure early on. Some early losses, but Orks can recover from that stuff so well. A level 4 Lord General. And a level 5 Lord Commissar had Aura of Discipline at the end. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.